I'm Jennifer Rizzotti, and this is Countdown to Tip-Off. Well, they score a lot of points. They're a great offensive team because they can score in a lot of different ways. Their best weapon is their transition offense. I haven't seen a team this year get so many layups and open threes in transition. They do a great job of rebounding and pushing on makes and misses. But they're just tough. You know, they don't have a ton of size, but their guards are really fit. They play hard. Their post players are undersized, but they work really hard. So they're very disciplined, and they know what they want to get in their offensive set, so they do a really good job. And then they play a kind of 1-1-3 little hybrid matchup zone, which can be confusing if you're not used to it and you don't play against it a lot. So I'm eager to see how we look against that, and hopefully we can do a good job of just getting open shots all game. Well, it's in our game plan when we schedule. We obviously always have to go and play at their place first, but the reward is that they'll come back and play us at home, and it's just a great opportunity for our kids to play against a team that is traditionally playing at a very high level and that plays really hard, is very well coached. I have a lot of respect for Melanie and the job she's done everywhere she's gone, and I knew her from the recruiting process when I played. So it's just good. It's a good game for our kids to learn from. Regardless of outcome, these are the kind of games we want to be able to play and we want to be able to compete in so that we can figure out how to win them. Well, I thought our toughness and intensity was much more consistent than it's been, especially late in the game and in overtime. I don't think we'll be able to do that today against this Vanderbilt team, so some of that is Maine's youth. They play a lot of sophomores, and you have young guys out there making mistakes, and Vanderbilt's not going to do that in the game today. But I do like the fact that we were able to not necessarily play great early, but find a way to turn it around, and we haven't done that. We've either played well and then faded, or we've gotten it within 5 or 6, but we couldn't close out a game or overcome a small deficit, and we were able to do that at Maine, and we played our best basketball the last probably 8 minutes of that game. Honestly, I felt like it was a lot harder going from non-conference into the conference game on Wednesday, because our focus at this time of the year is just improving and not necessarily always worrying about results. But we were very worried about results on Wednesday, so I think winning the game eases our mind a little bit about, all right, now we know where we are kind of at the America East level, so let's go back and now play a game where we can work on getting better. So I don't think the transition's been hard. I always think it's harder to go from non-conference to conference, so I'm really glad with how we handled that transition. I've been here a long time, so I've gone through probably 25, 30, maybe even more players that I've recruited and have played for me. And whenever they come back and show support, especially with players that they've never played with, it just kind of, I think, proves like how much their experience, the program, the coaching staff, and their teammates really meant to each other. And so I think that as a coach, when you're kind of bogged down thinking about wins and losses, and you can have a group come back that reminds you about what you're doing and what your job is really for, it just allows you to kind of look at the game with a new perspective. Like, I know I'm hard on these kids, and I know they're frustrated with losing, but I'm also giving them an experience that they'll never forget for the rest of their lives.